Hi everyone, I'm Alfreda from Latinleap, and in today's interview series, we have with us Kenneth, co-founder and CEO of BeLive Technology. BeLive is a real-time interactive video live streaming service solutions company based in Singapore, and Latinleap has been working very closely with BeLive to bring their solutions to Latin America. Recently, they have also sealed a partnership deal with LATAM-based One E-commerce to offer their interactive live solutions to merchants in the region. So hi Kenneth, thanks so much for taking the time to be here with us today. So just to start off, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your company?
Yeah, Freda, thanks for having me. And obviously, big thanks to Latin Leap and Stefan for connecting us. We are a live video solutions company, and we operate primarily before meeting Latin Leap in the ASEAN region. So we provide live video solutions for guys like Rakuten, Bukalapak, Zalora. These are the leading e-commerce and e-tailers in the region. And they use our live video solutions to stream live streaming video to engage their customers. And actually, the unique part about solutions is we enable live shopping as well. As we all know, live video is no longer a option; it's a necessity due to the pandemic, right? So we actually enable interactions using the live video technology. So for myself, I was actually a graphic designer by trade. Studied graphic design in school, but I had a chance to work in the product and strategy team of a startup, and I think I didn't look back since then, right? So very fortunate enough to lead the BeLive team. Hopefully, we can change the perception that e-commerce can only be done through images and text. We use video and use live video specifically to ensure e-commerce shopping takes on a whole new level of meaning. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Live video, like as a means of,
Yes.
kind of generating like interest in products and everything, it's definitely rising. So definitely a very interesting space to be in right now. So what was it that particularly inspired you to like start your company and get into the live streaming space?
Right. So prior to starting BeLife, I was actually working in Japan. So with a Tokyo listed DNA, which is a primarily an internet company that focuses on mobile games, but they do have investments in the live streaming space as well. So I was part of the team that led investment into a live streaming company named Showroom. It's currently number one in Japan, number one live streaming company in Japan, but that was in 2014. So we kind of saw the potential of live streaming in the region outside of China, right? We wanted to see, I mean, me and my partners wanted to see whether we could bring live streaming into Southeast Asia. It was pretty nascent then when we started in 2016. But fortunately, I think we had backers that believed in the vision. It didn't really take off. I mean, the company didn't really take off for almost 3 to 4 years. Only during 2018 and 2019 when we sealed our first partnership deal with Rakuten, Japan's largest e-commerce platform. I think that was when the solution, the feasibility and the potential of the solutions really took off. Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's very interesting. That's a lot of resilience also to like push through for those 3 to 4 years before something finally stuck, right? So,
Right. The team kept me going most of the time.
yeah, oh, that's great. So, like in your own opinion, how do you think your company is actually leveraging this live streaming technology to transform the traditional experience of like e-commerce and shopping?
Right. So from China, we have seen, which is we don't call it the motherland of streaming, but the most volume. Right. China has the most volume of live video shopping, live commerce as we call it. The add to cart rates have been phenomenal. Actually, I'll give you an example. Taobao Live recently recorded 40% add to cart rates. So that's huge, right? Almost 100 times the traditional e-commerce add to cart rates, right? So I think that's something that we wanted to see if it could take off in the rest of the world outside of China. And we've seen some really good progress because of the nature of engagement. When you shop on the e-commerce site, primarily, for example, Lazada and Shopee, you go in with an intention to, with what you really want. Rarely do you go in to browse. I think more and more frequently they have created content like games to engage people, even live shopping on their websites and app as well. So this browse to buy experience is something that we feel is going to be e-commerce 2.0, right? So one of the key factors of browse to buy is actually live shopping, where you actually enter the stream, you browse, see a live stream, you enter it, and you just participate passively and you consume content instead of a traditional e-commerce shopper's behavior where you go in and you already know what to buy, like vacuum cleaner or something like that. Right? So we've seen the rise of 2.0 in China with Pinduoduo, Xiaohongshu, and now we feel that we also think that the time for this revolution is ripe, especially in Asia, Southeast Asia, right? So I think live video shopping contributes a lot to this in terms of increasing engagement, conversions, and also authenticity as well
Right.
of the products. So because these streamers, they don't have scripts, right? So they are really front and frank about their opinions, and that creates a layer of authenticity, which I think is desperately lacking in all these produced commercials and advertisements this era, right? So that's why live shopping is popular. Yeah.
Right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, so recently we have also have you had you like in Latin America having your first partnership with one e-commerce. So like congratulations on that. But I guess what we want to know is also what about the Latin American market attracted you and your company's expansion in the first place?
Right. So, I mean, again, full kudos to Latinleap, Fella yourself, Stefan, Karen as well. They've done super comprehensive analysis on and use cases on why live streaming can take off and live shopping will take off in Latin America. It was really astonishing to me that it's it's a market that doesn't have much focus in terms of people from startups and investment communities in Asia trying to expand or trying to land there because the GDP per capita for me when we did a comparison to the ASEAN markets, right, that was almost comparable if not performing exceedingly well. For example, internet penetration is really high as well. So that's something that really stood out to me. And Mercado Libre is one of the fastest growing e-commerce platforms in the world, if not the fastest growing. I think Brazil has the fastest growing adoption of e-commerce in the world, right? So that's something that really stood out to me when I spoke to Stefan, Karen, right? So that's something I really wanted to explore as well. And Stefan constantly kept on championing one e-commerce, and the one e-commerce guys are really cool guys, right? They've been super patient with us. We've gone through some internal fundraising processes which delayed the partnership, but nevertheless they kept on following up. And Juliana, Ricardo, and Luis Felipe, which part of the one e-commerce team, they are super uh, collaborative, and they are, of course, they are already super established in Latin America. So it made perfect sense for us to go in as a partnership with them and see how our solutions specifically for live commerce can be adopted by merchants and platforms in Latin. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's so great because like and it's very heartening to hear also because a lot of Singaporean companies and companies in Asia and Southeast Asia in general, they really don't really have much of an idea of what's going on there.
Yeah,
So like
yeah,
yeah, exactly. So like to hear, like companies from here catching on to like all the trends that
right.
are happening there, how social media and internet penetration is such a huge thing over there also.
Yes, yes.
It's definitely very heartening. So yeah, so it would be great also if you could kind of tell us and describe your experience. How has it been so far in the Latin American market? What are some of like the high points? What are some of the challenges that you've been facing venturing into this like market that's so far away from Asia?
Right. Time zones for sure.
Yeah.
Like the difference between time zones. We get on a call either at 8 a.m., 7 a.m., or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Right. So I think that's okay. I think that's just a minor thing for us, right? But most importantly is understanding of the market, which we admittedly have very little knowledge of. We've been doing some deep dives with our research team, trying to find out more. But the one e-commerce team at Latinleap have been really helpful in this sense, right? I think the adoption of a new solution like live commerce is something that we are still unsure of. We're still finding our feet. We've been in conversations with one e-commerce partners, and they have reported back with some traction in terms of conversations as well. But sales processes especially for large enterprises, e-commerce platforms that have huge volume, usually quite slow as well. And I think one of the challenges we faced, Facebook is really dominant, right, in Latin America as well. And Facebook Live is pretty dominant there. So I don't think they are the end all of all content being produced for live video, but still is a consideration for enterprises or companies or startups with not as much traction as the Mercado Libres of the world, right? So that's something we're looking to see how we can help to solve as well, right? So just those are challenges. The really good points obviously will be constant feedback, the loop between one e-commerce and us. I think that's something that is really encouraging for us, and we are really confident we can overcome the obstacles together with them. So I think not so much of concerns at the moment. Just waiting to see. Very excited to see how this turns out. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's so great. I feel like a good partnership and like kind of having trust with like the people that you're working with within like
yeah,
a
for
new
sure,
market as well is so important. So yeah,
for sure, for sure.
that's very, very good to hear. So yeah, we are coming towards the end of the interview. So just one last question. Do you have any advice for like Asian or Singaporean companies who are thinking or looking to expand into Latin America?
Well, definitely do explore because it's so underserved at the moment, right? And you'll be, I mean, if you are a founder or a strategist who's looking to land somewhere other than Asia, you might be considering Europe or even India or Turkey or
Yeah, that's where a lot of people
yeah,
look at like and North
right,
America
right.
as well.
Yeah, Latin America for sure as well. So why not cast your net a bit wider and speak to Latinleap, speak to Stefan, Freda, of course, yourself, Karen. Get some insights. You'll be pleasantly surprised. You also be very encouraged about the prospects you might have. And it actually helped us to close our pre-series A round as well. The fact that we signed a reseller partnership and the fact that we are looking to cast our net into Latin America, that's extremely exciting for I mean, it's unknown as well, of course, but it doesn't take a huge amount of effort to, especially if you're running a SaaS-based solution. So I'm sure if you're running a more traditional business, you might want to deep dive a little bit more, like fulfillment, logistics, last mile. But if you're running internet-based business, software-based business, why not just have a chat with the Latinum guys? I'm sure you'll be very pleasantly surprised. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And with that, we've come to the end of our interview series for today. So thanks so
Thanks,
much, Kenneth,
Estella.
for having us.
Thank you.